Hello, I'm Jennifer McRorie. I'm the Director Curator of the Moose Jaw Museum and Art Gallery, and I'm here today with Barb Frazer, who is a Cree traditional artist and cultural researcher. And Barb has curated an exhibition called the Wakamow Aboriginal Community Association Women's Cape Project, and it's currently on display at the Moose Jaw Museum and Art Gallery. So I'm just here to ask Barb some questions about the project. But before I start, I just want to acknowledge that the Moose Jaw Museum and Art Gallery operates on Treaty 4 territory, which is the traditional lands of the Blackfoot, Cree, Ojibwe, Saulteaux, Nakota, Dakota, and Lakota, and on the homeland of the Métis Nation. I also want to acknowledge our funders for their support, and those include the City of Moose Jaw, the Saskatchewan Arts Board, Canada Council for the Arts, Canadian Heritage, SaskCulture and Saskatchewan Lotteries. So Barb, I wondered if you, I know that this project was also part of, it was Lori Deets, chair of WACA, or the Wakamow Aboriginal Community Association, was part of this project as well, organizing it, and it was made possible by a grant by SaskCulture. I just wondered if you could speak to how this project got started and how it's evolved.
Well, Danse, first greetings. The whole idea of the Woman's Cape project, when I was a child, this cape behind me, this is what I was gifted. I think I was about 8 years old, maybe less than that. And it was beautifully beaded, and it was the women, it was our finery that we wore to ceremony. There were beautiful works of art, and each one was individual and specific to their personhood. And so I knew that sometime in my lifetime I would make one, and it happened to be an idea that I put forward to Lori Deets, and the rest is history. We have these incredible art pieces.
I guess I should mention too, the artists that are in the exhibition are Wanda Alton, Karen Anderson, Bernice LaRose, Marianne Michiskinik, Mavis Olson, Jazenta Saltier, Ashley Young, and Karen Young. So there's eight artists that participated in the exhibition. Yeah. Now, if I understand right, is this the third project that you've done?
This is a series of many different community projects where I'm passing forward, which is the way that knowledge, that our ways of knowing, our Indigenous ways of knowing gets carried on and remains alive in the future, is that you keep passing it on. And I've come to work and sit with a number of women who they themselves are very interested and very determined to be carriers of knowledge. So this is one of the third project, but this one is more inspired by ancestral ways of knowing. And this is pure woman's art form. In this time of indigeneity, where we are creating and maintaining our identities, here in Muskatapska and Moose Jaw, here's what we were able to create.
Oh, that's wonderful, and what a beautiful piece to inspire the whole project. That you were able to grow up with that piece. It's wonderful.
Thank you. I just wanted to point out the roses, and I love pink. Is summertime, the little roses, but that was my grandmother's beadwork. That's her design that got recreated. And if you don't mind, I'm going to move it around so you can see the back. So the back also incorporates the beadwork.
It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
So you can see the beadwork at the bottom. It also speaks to the interconnectedness that takes place. And so that's what this work represents. It's that interconnectedness of the intergenerations. And that's how this all came to be. The grandmother had passed it on to me, a grandmother. I believe she was from my mother's line. And it's the carrying forward. So I just wanted to point out, when you make your own, when you're going to make your own, it comes from what represents you. If I looked at this, that tells me who you are. This one here, if you're looking from a Cree perspective, you go, oh, okay, that's who she is. So yeah, it's a way of how you want to identify yourself and how you want to project yourself forward. What does those designs say about you as a person?
Oh, that's great. That's great, and it's just so meaningful. It's such a meaningful project. I had the opportunity to interview Ashley Young, one of the artists as well, and she was just talking about how meaningful it has been to connect to a tradition from her background. Has helped her find an identity, an Indigenous identity, and to express herself too, and so to choose imagery that speaks to her, who she is as a person. So yeah, it's wonderful to hear how the impacts that your program is having on Indigenous women in this community. I wonder if could you speak to your thoughts on how participants have been impacted by learning and connecting with the traditional practice?
Oh, very. The best thing I can say about this whole experience is the women who participated have gone on to create their own ancestral art forms. This is an art form that I was introduced to, that I was given, and I recreated that. And so the women who participated came away with a really deep sense of connection to to their four aspects of self: the emotional, the intellectual, the physical, the spiritual. All of those makes a whole person. And so when your artwork continually brings you into that, your thinking, your emotional self, the calmingness, having to create something that identifies you to all of creation is really powerful. The intellectual thinking about it, the mind process, to define into an art piece or a design, a symbol, that takes a lot of processing, a lot of deep thought. The physicalness is the learning, the being present, because your work will tell on you. If you're beading and you're in a really you got a lot of stress on, you're going to have a lot more knots. So you have to calm yourself down, come to a place of connection. Each bead is a prayer. That's how I was taught to approach this. I'm teaching all the things my grandmother and my mother taught me. So I'm the third now. The women are the fourth in that line of learning. So, and then the spiritual, the connection to place, and here, this beautiful landscape. It's always grounding you. So the women that were in the project, I saw them bloom, and they are just amazing, amazing women. And they're leading. They're the matriarchs of their families, and these are healthy families that are coming forward.
Oh, that's great. Right. Well, thanks so much, Barb, for sharing your experience of this project and the results of it. And I have mentioned that if people want to see the pieces, you can go and see them virtually on our website. It's MJM&AG.ca, and hopefully there might be a point this summer that we can actually reopen to the public and people can see the in the flesh as well. But in the meantime, they can. We do have a virtual exhibition, so you can see they're just beautiful 8 pieces, and so personal to each woman that has been involved with the project. So thank you, Barb, for putting this exhibition together, for sharing. Oh, our pleasure. Our pleasure. Thanks, Barb.